Hello, my name is Tim Nixon. There seemed to be a time when I could just get on my bike and ride. The only barrier was if I was good enough, tough enough, and if the bike could handle it. I moved to Summit County, Colorado from New England many years ago and looked for the same kind of riding. Twisty mountain roads that turned to dirt, revealing hidden spurs of single track. Many trails in Colorado are also like a trip through time. Historic log cabins, mine tailings, and unique structures built in the middle of nowhere. The views are incredible. If it weren't for the motor on my bike, I would rarely, if ever, experience these remote places. When these trails started to close, a few of us locals started a club, the Summit County Off-Road Riders. The early years were met with a lot of failure because many trails were not mapped. They were social trails that snaked around trees, didn't really go anywhere, and didn't serve any purpose unless that was the point. Many of these trails were deemed unsustainable or conflicted with wildlife, so they closed. Years later, something incredible happened. People started working together. Money was available. I was asked what kind of trail I would want, custom built for off-road motorcycles. Now this ideal trail would meander through the forest, not really go anywhere, and be safe by being technically slow. They also had to be sustainable without washing out after every rain or spring melt. The final request was no wildlife conflict. It's their home. We're just visiting. New trails are being built in Summit County through grants and volunteer work. Ours are motorized single-track trails, but they are truly multi-use. Take electric bikes on these trails if you want, and even hike or tour them in the winter. We are nearing the end of a 5-year trail plan. Legitimate, motorized, multi-use single track. Just in time because it's getting crowded. Summit County attracts more people every year, and they're discovering these trails. Finishing these trails is only the beginning. They have to be maintained, in part because of dead trees blocking the trail, something I call showstoppers. The other reason, no surprise here, trail users need supervision. Recently, something incredible happened. The trails we are building seem to be approaching the number we lost. These trails are even better, and welcomed by our high alpine community, a tough crowd to please. Thanks to the grants, the partnerships, and the countless volunteer hours, I will soon just be able to ride. The only barrier is if I'm good enough, tough enough, and if the bike can handle it.